Grave of the Fireflies is the last song on our second album, Conspiracy. It's actually ended up becoming a bit of a fan favourite. I think I was flicking through audiobooks and I saw the title, Grave of the Fireflies, and that's kind of jumped out to me. So I looked into it and I come across the Studio Ghibli anime and I watched that, and it just like completely floored me. Like it was so much emotion in it, and the story was just so sad. You know, I thought it would fit this piece of music perfectly. If there's some way I can kind of try and tell this story through this song, there's so much substance to the story, it kind of ended up just writing itself basically. The anime is based off of an autobiography by Akiyuki Nosake, his name is, I believe. I've read comments that people have left on YouTube about this track, and so many people say they cried when watching that film or even listening to the song sometimes. It's quite a long song and there's lots of different parts, and again, like all the parts came from all over the place. Started with the intro, which was something I was just messing around on the acoustic guitar at home for quite a while. I then came up with the melody part, like as it kicks in, the guitar melody, which ends up, it's also the chorus vocal melody. The verse riff is actually something I came up with whilst on tour in Luxembourg. We're about to go on stage and I was kind of just warming up. The dressing room was pretty chaotic. There was Jai hitting his pads, MJ warming up his vocals, Matty slinging his bass strings, and I was just like, I wasn't plugged into a amp or anything, and I had this idea pop into my head and I was trying to work it out on the guitar, but I just couldn't hear it because there's so much noise. So I stepped out of the room and went into the toilet and shut the door, and I was like, right, I've got to figure out this melody I've got going on in my head, and it turned into the verse riff of Grave of the Fireflies. Sometimes when you've got an idea down and you don't have the sort of mental capacity to think up of a cool name, you just name it whatever the hell you're doing at the time or whatever's in front of you, and that one was aptly named Luxembourg Toilet Riff. After finishing this song, lyrically, I was kind of just a bit concerned that I haven't done the story justice in terms of getting the emotions right, because you know, when you're trying to pass on a true story of someone else's, it's, you know, you kind of want to do it justice. And after tracking everything and MJ's delivery of the vocals really helped that for me, because I was, you know, as the stuff written down, I had it in my head and some bits and bobs on my phone, but it wasn't until we stepped in the studio and MJ delivered it, I was just like, yeah, I think we've managed to capture the emotion here.